Thanks for joining us on the brand new RP Experience podcast. We are beyond thrilled to bring you all together to collaborate on this journey. We want to welcome two of our guests today. One of ours is our preferred partner, Ben Myers with Balanced Images, and one of our top producing agents here in Southwest Florida, David Gruninger with Engel and Volker.
Glad to be here.
I'm excited, boys. It's going to be awesome. So, as always, the great thing about this podcast is that we are here to inform everyone in the Southwest Florida real estate community and also inspire them, which correlates with what Real Producers does. We're going to start off here by welcoming our preferred partner, Ben Myers. So, Ben, you are a co-owner with Balanced Images and one of our preferred partners here. You're actually, from Wisconsin up north, the Midwestern, like
Scotty
myself.
boys.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got down here.
Yeah, so from Wisconsin originally, from Milwaukee, and hockey's been a huge part of my life, even till today. But mostly growing up, started in Wisconsin and grew up playing hockey. Played throughout high school. Then I played junior hockey. So I actually spent 1 year in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Which was a very unique and eye-opening experience for me. And then briefly Minot, North Dakota, the coldest place in the country.
I've been there.
If not the world.
Terrible.
Yeah, very freezing winters. Thankfully, I got traded before winter set in. So I got traded to Corpus Christi, Texas. So went from one of the coldest places to one of the warmest places in the country. And that was also an eye-opening experience. Loved playing hockey in Texas. Yeah. Great fans, great atmosphere. Lived on the beach for 2 years, so I can't complain about that. Then I got recruited by St. Thomas University up in Minneapolis. So I lived in Minneapolis for 4 years, played hockey there. Was lucky enough to be named All-American
Awesome.
my junior year of college. And then after that, I played a little bit of pro hockey. So in between going pro and going to school, I worked for Porsche for about eight months. So another big part about me is love cars, love to race cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of my family life. And then after that, I was playing pro hockey, played for about a year. And after my season, I came back to Minneapolis. It was minus 25 degrees.
Oh.
So I decided, hey, my family's been, they winter down here. Decided to go visit them February or March, something like that. And I met some great people down here, a couple of realtors, and they kind of convinced me, hey, you should look at moving down here, get into real estate. So that's kind of how I found my way down to Florida.
What realtor did you work with? Who was that person?
It definitely wasn't David. No.
Yeah.
Now, you're not obviously a residential realtor.
No, I actually got into the commercial real estate game. So, again, hockey's been a big part of my life. So when I actually moved down here, during my vacation, I guess, I actually met a guy at the gym who had played for the Florida Everblades, which is another pro program here in town. And they needed a guy for a men's league team, and he saw me wearing my pro hockey stuff at the gym and said, "Hey, could you come out tonight to skate with us?" And that's kind of how that started. So, came down here, played with them, and then so I met a bunch of hockey guys. And one of the guys on the team actually was he was in commercial real estate. Started telling me more about it, and obviously there has to be a life after hockey. I wasn't playing in the NHL. I wasn't making.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid money. So decided to kind of look more into it. Looked at the residential side. Obviously, a lot of my friends are residential realtors, realized they kind of had the market cornered since everybody wants to work with this guy to my right. And so I decided to do commercial real estate. I do a lot with race cars and cars in general. So working with people who do auto body shops, detail shops, stuff like that. It was kind of more in my realm and more in my network. So that's kind of how I decided to do the commercial real estate.
Love it.
Yep.
If you guys didn't see one of the last few publications, David Gruninger was on the cover of Real Producers with his car. And cars have been a passion for you, David. So welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got down here.
Sure. So I'm not nearly as cool as Ben or have this elaborate backstory of professional sports and racing cars. My family and I moved down from Syracuse, New York, where I'm originally from. And so I was born in Syracuse, but I moved down here at a young age. So I moved down here when I was 4 years old. And we moved down to a small little 2-bedroom house with, 6 of us coming from New York, and kind of got acclimated to the area. Through that, I went to school down here, elementary, middle school, high school. Really fell in love with the area growing up down here.
What's not to like about it?
Oh my gosh, it's
Amazing.
yeah. This is my realtor coming out. You should buy a house here. So went to school, and then I actually went to FGCU on a golf scholarship. So golf was a big part of my life growing up, and my dad and my stepdad and my mom even and my brother, we were all into golf. So that kind of got me acclimated a little bit into country club lifestyle and real estate. And to get me through college, I opened a car detailing company that we talked about before. And through this detailing company, really developed my passion for cars and automobiles, and really excelling as providing a service to people. And so I would service through 20 different gated country clubs. We had the detailing lined up when people would go play golf. They drop off their keys. We'd take care of the car. And I really got to know a lot of these people. And that developed into kind of a mindset of how can I capitalize on this demographic. And I said, hey, I know their garage codes. They trust me, obviously. How can I make some money with this? And that developed into real estate from there.
Ben, everyone ask, all right, what is Balanced Images? All right. For you guys listeners out there, Balanced Images is one of our amazing partners, and he's co-owner with it. I know we've been talking about hockey and different things like that, but Ben, give us a rundown. What is Balanced Images?
Yeah, so I guess I kind of missed that in the intro. I probably should have mentioned Balanced Images, so that's not going to look too good.
When you
with
have that much of a background, like which one do you pick, right?
Kind of have my hands in everything. Alessia might not like that. Alessia is our photographer, the founder of Balanced Images, and what we do is we really like to be different. And the one way we stand out is obviously, you have canvas, prints, acrylic, all these different types of mediums, but to us, they're a little bit overdone. A lot of people have them. And how do we separate? How do we be a little bit more modern, a little bit more contemporary? And what we do is we infuse all of our photographs into high-grade aluminum. So what we do is we actually, after we take a photograph, we do a lot of custom commission pieces from our clients. And the way we produce our images is quite different than most people. It's a process called dyed sublimation. So we print the image on transfer paper. We cut a high-grade piece of aluminum to the desired specifications. It could be a rectangle, a circle, many different sizes, something almost the size of your palm all the way up to, I think we're going up to like 7 feet by 5 feet, something massive, something that'll take up a lot of wall space. And what we do is we actually mate the transfer paper and the aluminum together, put them in an oven, cook that oven up to about 400 degrees, and the ink from the transfer paper actually seeps into the aluminum. So the image is actually infused in aluminum. After we take it out of the oven, we coat it with a special UV coating, so it makes the image UV water and scratch resistant. This is great here in Florida because obviously with humidity and rust can be a big thing down here. We don't have that issue with our images. So a lot of our clients actually, instead of having a TV out in their lanai, they love to put images out there, big sunset images, things like that. So, UV resistant, sun's pretty powerful down here, water and scratch resistant. So, we have a lot of different dimensions to our pieces.
So what kind of images do you print and produce?
So obviously I'm into cars. Alessia, the founder and the photographer of Balanced Images, she's always been in the exotic car community on the East Coast in Miami. Obviously she lives here now, so we've kind of integrated ourselves in the car community here. That is something that we do a lot of, is the exotic cars. David can attest that he's one of our great clients too. But we do a lot more than that. Sunsets, landscape photography. Obviously, the sunset in Naples here is pretty much unmatched. It's tough to beat a Naples sunset here. And the other thing that we get a lot of questions about is we do exotic cats. So
like little cats at home, like Persian cats kind of thing, or what do you mean by that, Ben?
We have done some house cats, but realistically, we help out and we volunteer a lot of our time with big cats here in town. So
I want to interrupt. Yeah. They are being way too modest by that. Both of them, Ben and Alessia, I've witnessed, I've seen it, I've been out there with them. They are legit scrubbing the cages and cleaning out like everything you can imagine with a 1,000-pound cat. Okay. So they dedicate their time. It's
their
absolutely remarkable.
We're putting our lives on the line.
Right?
No kidding.
Seriously. I was out there, I was like, holy crap. But it's really, really remarkable what you guys are doing to give back to these cats and donate so much time and effort and money as well, right? There's some
So the big thing for us is, we donate a lot of time with these cats, and I think there's with animals, there's a lot to take from them. We think we're giving them a great life by feeding them and taking care of them and giving them a great house and blankets, beds, all these things. But I think animals provide a lot to us. And one thing that we always kind of workshopped is, they do so much for us, these big cats, right? Like,
right.
Sadly they're not in the wild, but we do get to experience them and get to, what can we do for them? And what we came up with is we're taking photographs of them. People are commissioning us to do photos of them. How about we give back? Mm-hmm. So with every balanced image, we're giving 10% back of those, any image purchase of a cat, we're giving 10% back to them for food, habitat maintenance. Like you said, cats aren't up to 1,000 pounds. If they're that heavy, that's an issue.
Yeah. They look like 1,000 when I was looking at them. All right. When they moved, when you put that meat in the cage, I was like, that thing is unbelievable.
That would be an issue if they're 1,000 pounds. They're anywhere from about 150 to 400 pounds. So, they're eating anywhere from 20 to 35 pounds of meat a day.
Okay.
If any of you guys go buy chicken, meat, steaks at the grocery store, how much per pound that's going to cost. So cats like to destroy things as well. They're pretty destructive. So it takes a lot to maintain and keep a cat going. So, we need all the help we can get. And I think that was the best way we could help them, not just by kind of making them known and making the sanctuary known, but is giving back financially.
Talking about some balanced images and cars and stuff like that, we're gonna talk a little bit about David, and I think you do real estate or something.
Sorry, I'm taking up the mic.
I know, and we haven't even touched on it all. But yeah, David, I'm
just in the background here.
All right, so in case you guys haven't caught on by now, obviously our preferred partner invites the realtor that they work with onto our podcast. So Ben Myers, obviously with Balanced Images, was able to invite David Gruninger. They have an amazing relationship together, both within business and outside of business. So without further ado, I want to talk about David and his success. David, I'm going to give you a second to talk, but before that, I just want people to know that this young individual, in the grand scheme of things, is very, very young in his career, 30 years old, but like what he's done in such a short amount of time is absolutely impressive. So let's talk about that a little bit. What kind of sets you apart, David? Why have you been such a successful realtor? And why do people keep coming back to you?
Great question. So when I was doing the car detailing, a client taught me something that I'll never forget. And it was all about being really passionate about what you enjoy doing. Because without that, you're on a very strict time budget of when you're going to fall off and do something else. So he said it's the triple P rule, right?
Okay.
Passion provides perseverance.
Okay.
Or passion something.
You got a notebook? I want to write.
Yeah, right.
Let's
take notes.
So, if you're passionate about something, no matter what happens, you're going to go through the trenches. You're going to do what you got to do, and you're going to be successful in it. So for me, I was always really passionate about real estate and servicing and taking care of people. So I knew it was inevitable that eventually I would be successful at it. Mm-hmm. And everybody says in real estate, you've got to work hard. You really do. I mean, I got bags under my eyes for days. Like it's 24/7, 7 days a week. And especially in this market right now, which is just insane. I mean, it's just go, go, go. Mm-hmm. You could be Sunday afternoon on the boat hanging out with you guys, and I get a new listing comes on the market that somebody puts on, and I got 10 people who all want to see it at the same time. So it really is. You're just checked in all the time. Mm-hmm. But for me, I attribute my success to, growing up, we never really had a lot of stuff. I don't need a lot of stuff. That's not important to me. I just like taking care of people. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like in real estate, you're changing people's lives. You're creating memories for their family. Like you're doing things to help people. Mm-hmm. And that's what really keeps me going.
What's the best advice you'd give someone if they were involved in real estate?
If they're involved in real estate?
Like if they're a realtor in town or in somewhere outside of Florida, and they're listening right now or watching, what would you give advice to them?
I would say refer your clients to me.
Classic salesman right there.
No, honestly, if you're not,
I mean, they get 25%, right? There you go.
I might even do 30.
And they're not even working for
you guys heard that first on the RP Experience.
Send them 30%.
30%. You do it.
Mailbox money.
Wow.
Honestly, my advice is if you're not passionate about real estate, get out of it. right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to, I don't want to say ruin your life, but whatever you do in life, again, you just got to be passionate about it, right? Ben, you're passionate about cars and animals, and that's proven to be a great success. And that's also a lot sexier than other businesses. It's a fun thing to do. So people
can we
in
all
real
do
estate,
what Ben does? Like, we're doing something wrong, Dave.
No
here.
kidding.
If you want to
No
come
kidding.
clean up poop with me, that any day of the week, let me know,
touche.
I just don't want to get eaten by a tiger. That's
Hey,
it. I'm like,
be like
a
a little
small snack.
snack.
Yeah, exactly. I knew that was coming out.
I
so
got
tried
a
to get
90%
ahead of
guarantee
it.
on that.
Right?
Oh man, yeah.
We moved his chair up a little bit, so we're good.
I did. I bumped it up a little bit. No, to be successful in real estate, you really got to grind. You got to get a good team. You got to be behind a good brokerage. Those are all really important things if you want to be successful in real estate. And you got to know your market. You got to know the area and be good to other realtors. That's so important. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of deals that we do off market just because we're connected with people is huge. You know, and you really got to make an impact in your community with that. So.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Obviously, commercial realtor as well as a residential realtor. Let's talk about this market for a second here. It's a big topic going on. You got the people that think it's going to crash, people that's going to skyrocket, and just, you know, how is it impacting your day-to-day business right now?
Go ahead, Ben.
Well, for us, I think, you know, you have a lot of people moving down. I mean, I get calls daily from people in the Midwest. Obviously, that's where I'm from, so I have a lot of connections up there. But we get a lot of people calling us every day saying, hey, I want to move my business down to Florida. Obviously, you know, through COVID, we're hopefully getting to the edge of the pandemic and kind of getting out of it. But, you know, Florida has been pretty loose compared to the rest of the country. And obviously, there's some good tax incentives for you know, individuals and businesses alike. So for us, we've seen a lot of people moving down here to bring their businesses, which is good for me, but it's also great for David because anybody who's bringing their business down here also needs a home.
Oh, for sure. And I think today too, to kind of piggyback on that, so many people, they're working remotely, right? I mean, what else place would you rather live except for Naples, Florida? And I always say this, I mean, if people with money are coming to Florida, where else do they want to be? Right. And not to like knock Orlando or Tampa or Miami, but Naples has just got it going on. It's such a great area. And I really think Naples is in its development stages still. I mean, there's projects coming up. People are investing $500 million in some projects right now in Old Naples. And what you're going to see in the next 5 years down here is going to be huge.
Did you guys hear that? $500 million.
$500 million.
That is
crazy.
That's some serious money going around, right? And to piggyback on what you guys said earlier about helping one another, I know you guys have actually teamed up to help one another on the real estate side because you've been helping his clients with the businesses and vice versa and whatnot. So it's been pretty cool there. So what would you say with this market? What would you anticipate what's going on?
David, you can start with that one.
David's very analytic.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting to hear from him.
Well, here's the statistics about what's going on in the last 6 months.
A near newscast.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, who knows what's happening in the world, right? Like a year and a half ago, I called my buddy Chris Lecca, who I think you did a podcast with as well.
Yep.
And I told him, I was like, dude, what are we going to do? Like, I'm going to go back to cleaning cars. Like, I thought real estate was dead, right? So who knew that a national pandemic or international pandemic would create, you know, such a chaos in markets, not just here, but nationwide too, right? What was the question?
Like, what is it going to do? Like, obviously.
Oh, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody should buy houses, as many houses as they possibly can right now in Southwest Florida.
As long as companies can build them, people are moving to Naples.
Yeah.
People are moving down to Florida.
For sure. And again, this is just Southwest Florida's growth spurt, I think. I think our property values down here have been underpriced for a long time. And even if the market corrects, it's not going to correct back to what it was pre-COVID, right? I mean, it might drop down slightly, but over the long-term hold, Southwest Florida investments in real estate is a very secure investment.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Totally agree with you guys as well.
I'm not a CPA, just a slight little.
Yeah, let's put the disclaimers in there.
Disclaimer, please put it right down here.
I said this actually earlier on a different one, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, there's only so much land. right? And you hit the nail on the head that people want to be down here in Florida. They want to enjoy the heat and they want to get away from the snow, which I don't blame them. I don't want to go back.
Let's go skiing once in a while.
Oh, once in a while.
Shoveling, I'm over it.
No,
Okay.
or like every time you come out from anywhere, it's snow on the top of your vehicle or anything like that. But like they all want to come down here. There's a lot of tax incentives and different things that people come down here. So at the end of the day, there's no more land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're up against an ocean, right? We're not going to gain
I
any.
say that all the time.
Like-
I say, God's not building more land. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Get as much as you can.
So take it while you can, right?
Yeah. Maybe if I can make a side point, something I'm doing right now that might be a good idea for some people to do if they've got some cash on hand. Building costs are still very expensive right now.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are not building homes, which creates a great opportunity to buy some land. Because
Right.
if those prices do settle down in the future again, it might be a great opportunity.
Right.
So I'm doing that personally for myself and a lot of my clients as well.
I love it. Let's talk about some cars here. All right, boys. What is your guys' dream car?
That's tough.
Oh man, honestly,
That's
it
tough.
depends day to day.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to go or you want me to?
I don't know. I mean, there's honestly too many to choose from, and
You have to pick one right now.
Yeah,
I
pick
like-
one. If your answer is stupid, then I'm going to tell you.
Okay, I think I would choose. I'd probably have to go with the Maserati MC12 Corsa.
Oh, okay. Are we talking like hypercars?
I don't know what we're choosing.
Apparently, we don't have a budget.
Right?
There was
Hey,
no
I did
budget
say
involved.
dream. There
Yeah,
wasn't a
dream,
budget.
That's
Yeah.
a dream car.
No, that's a classic car. Yeah. And they're redoing. They're coming out with a new version.
Yeah,
of it, so
Maserati's coming out with a new one, but it's nothing like.
This is like a plug for Maserati.
yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah,
Hey, Mozzie, if you want
Yeah.
to, sponsor
if you want to throw a car, that'd be fine.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
Thanks.
David?
Dude, I have loved fast cars forever. Like I wanted a full Ricky Bobby, full send it all the time. But I'm kind of getting into like more luxury. So for me, the new Phantom 8, the new Rolls Royce, just a classic, awesome car. You never see it. It's like driving a boat, but I just want to chill. Like when I'm not doing real estate 26 hours a day. I
Right.
just want to cruise and relax.
You need a driver for that car, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you drive it or would you get a driver?
I don't know, man. So the other, obviously, like the Tesla, like I love Teslas.
Oh,
and
gosh. We
so-
got a Tesla fanboy.
Come on, let's go.
here. Tesla fanboy.
The more we talk about it, the more stocks go up. So
I
we gotta
know,
talk
right?
about it. Tesla is so amazing because it's completely changing the car market across
Elon,
the
you
board.
listening?
Yeah, Elon, I'm still waiting for my Plaid if you can sneak that through a little
Yeah.
bit. So what Tesla is doing in the market, though, it's made hybrid cars cool. And to me, that's just so much fun because you still have the sound of the engine and the thrill of that, and even turbos. Now they're making turbo hybrids, which is just a crazy mixture of stuff. So you're heavily into Porsches, what they're doing and other manufacturers. It's awesome.
It is very impressive. And I think what's I personally like about the electrical side of things and fully electric, all that kind of stuff. You're now Ford's making F-150s full electric. They're making it not only to be able to, be a vehicle for yourself, but also be a battery pack to power your house in case of emergency. You have then the companies that are putting full electrical batteries in walls so that, all these natural disasters come, we have more resources, and I think that's really cool at the end of the day too, is not only the technical advances with obviously the car industry, but it's everything. It just trickles down. So it's pretty impressive there. I want to hear, you both have some crazy backgrounds. You both are obviously very successful in your industries. Who's your biggest idol?
Oh, I mean, that's tough. I mean, people have asked me that. Who do I look up to, and certain things. Biggest idol for me was honestly one of my junior hockey coaches, who really taught me just you got to work for it. If you're not really putting in the work, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And I realize that on a daily basis. And being in real estate, I think I've learned that more than ever because I really work by myself. I am part of a team. I'm part of a brokerage. But at the end of the day, if I'm not making the calls, if I'm not servicing my clients, nobody's just sending me people to buy buildings.
I
Nobody's
do
saying
occasionally.
that to me. No, David does. David's a great referral for me. But if you're not there out actively working, and it's the same thing with Balanced Images too. If I'm not actively kind of getting our stuff in front of people, I'm gonna go nowhere. I'm not gonna make money. I'm not gonna feed myself.
Right.
And you know how
Or
much
the
I love.
cats.
You know how much I love food.
Oh,
You
so
and the cats,
man.
man. You and the cats.
If you need to treat him, if you guys want to congratulate Ben, please bring him to Ocean Prime and get him a carrot cake.
Give me
Oh
the
my
carrot
God.
cake.
Yeah, that's the best. All right, David, what is your biggest, or who is your biggest idol? Excuse me.
So for me, again, it's always been like family and I, to me, we're so close and we always have been. Even like I said, when we came down from New York, we all lived in just a really small little house in Benita together. So my idol would honestly be my older brother. And the reason I say that is, again, growing up, like my parents never went to college. We didn't really come from much with that. And my brother's what really got me passionate about drive and business and kind of producing a legacy for our family. And he, right out of college, got his degree in financing. And then he worked for, I don't even know if I should say the name of the company. He worked for an investment firm in Orlando. And he was there for like 3 years and just got frustrated with like the politics of what was going on. And he took all their best guys and opened up his own franchise in Orlando. And if you need a good financial advisor, here's a little plug for my brother because he's awesome. But, he really got me passionate about saving and doing things for the community and building a legacy for you and your family. And I wouldn't have had that otherwise. So
That's awesome.
To me, that's my idol.
Send him my way. I'm going to need to learn what.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, exotic animals. If you guys could have an exotic animal as a pet, you have 4 choices: leopard, lion, bobcat, or tiger.
I would say jaguar. Can I throw that in there?
I guess.
Like
for you, David, we'll throw it in.
It's just such a cool animal.
Ben?
Knowing someone that has a bobcat as a family pet, it's a great option. But tiger, just because they're just so big. I like the feeling that this guy is either going to love me or kill me.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
And he kind of looks like the Tiger King, too, so that's perfect.
I'm going to take offense to that. We don't associate ourselves with that at all.
All right. Now, you guys are in totally different realms, going back and forth to real estate here. Totally different realms here. Do you guys prefer, if you guys could choose, I know you get work in residential and commercial here, would you guys prefer residential or would you switch and do the opposite?
I
vice
would
versa?
do residential 100%, right? Like, it might be
Which one do you think is better? Like, you're dealing with numbers or you're dealing with personalities? Numbers are so simple.
Listen, commercial's easier, right? People aren't emotional.
Oh,
it's a business decision.
Ben.
Okay.
Here we go.
I mean easier in like an emotional standpoint. It's not
I would agree with that.
Right?
The emotional standpoint, yes.
But when people like send me a photo 2 months after they close of like a family Christmas event at the house and they're like, David, we're so happy we're in this house. Thank you so much. Like, I love that. And I just don't know if commercial I would get that.
And what is the craziest request that you received from a buyer or seller?
I've had a lot of really weird requests, right? I mean, all realtors, like, we got to clean people's houses and clean out the pools and take delivery of cars and like random stuff like that. But probably 4 or 5 years ago, I had a client, they were in Greece on a vacation and they were closing like the day after they got back. And Greece was going through some stuff a few years ago, if you remember, and you couldn't like travel out of it. And so they called me and they're like, hey, we're moving down and we need you to like, meet our car there in the moving truck. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And they said, well, we're also shipping our cat down. And so like, sorry, Ben, I'm not a fan of cats. Well, at least I wasn't. Okay. I just also,
I'm not a house cat guy.
Yeah,
I'm a
this
big
is a little
guy.
cat. So
Big difference.
they're like, we need to ship the cat down, but the cat gets like anxiety and going in kennels and stuff like that, which I didn't know cats get anxiety. That to me is just crazy. But apparently they like medicate cats for anxiety. Okay. So they ship the cat down and I'm terrified of this cat. He doesn't know me. It's like the first time I met him and he's living with me for 3 days until they can get back from Greece.
What?
So that was a pretty crazy experience. And for me, like the cat, like usually you'd think like a cat, you put it in a cage. I was in a cage in my own house and the cat had like free range of the house. Like I'm hiding in the master bedroom away from this cat, like getting ready, like leaving out the side door to my garage, like just to, not get eaten by this cat. So that was pretty crazy. But by the third
like 10 pounds, but eat
yeah. By the third day, he was my buddy. Like we were chill and it kind of got me to actually like cats.
That's awesome. Love it. All right, guys, we are wrapping up here and we are going to run out of time. But we have one last question. David, actually, do you think you could beat Ben in a drag race?
Oh, without a doubt.
Are we running or are we driving something? I'm confused.
We're driving.
What are we driving?
Your MC12.
Oh,
dude, I weigh like 50 pounds less. He's a big guy.
yeah, he would dominate.
I would dominate him. But his reaction time would be like spot on probably.
Yeah, he's a driver.
I don't know. We also have a lot of guns, so we'd probably shoot each other's tires next to
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that aspect of our relationship.
I know. We should
I
talk
know.
about that.
There's so much more.
Oh,
maybe on
next time.
maybe on a later podcast. All right, guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the RP Experience. Thank you for obviously all your insight to the listeners, your knowledge, and your experiences here on the RP Experience.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's been great.
All right. So, as always, our Southwest Florida Real Producers is beyond fortunate to you guys to be working with you guys, especially such amazing people and businesses like your guys' self. And we can't thank you enough. As well, check us out on all the streaming platforms. It will be through YouTube and all the social media as well. So, look forward to seeing you guys in this next podcast. Until then, see you later.